So this is, obviously your quiz is 11.7, 11.8, and then the surface areas that were not on your test. So these are the surface areas of the cone, the cylinder and the cone. No, the pyramid, sorry. The pyramid.
Wait, so we're only doing surface areas of
pyramid and cones and spheres, because that one's on here too. But that's not, that, like the spheres was in 11.8. So it's all of the notes from 11.7, the notes from 11.8, and then the surface area and pyramids notes. Huh? Cylinder volume. I'm sorry, surface area, yes. So if you look back on your, I mean, it's everything that's on this thing right here. It's got surface, so you're gonna have surface area of cylinders, surface area of prisms that were in your notes. And then the pyramid and the cones were in your notes, and then all the stuff from the spheres. So you need to know basically the things that are on here plus your the ratio of the volumes. That's the only thing that's really not on here.
So that's just gonna all be given to us on the
okay, for the didn't you just give her a hard time for asking this question? Yes, you're just confirming the confirmation. Okay, this little box is going to be given to you on your quiz. So everything that is there will be the same thing that is going to be given to you on your quiz.
What formula does it not give?
I just said
sorry, I'm just confirming.
The ratio, well, the lateral areas, but you don't need, there's not anything that's going to be specific lateral area.
Oh, there's not.
No, so it won't ask for just lateral area. If you wanted to use, like these formulas can also be written as, like this can also be written as lateral area if you use that formula. But you can also just stick to what's on this reference sheet, and then you don't have to worry about the lateral area.
What do we have to know that's not on this?
Just the ratio of the volumes.
So like cubed?
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah. So if you are given the scale factor, and there's a question on the review, and there's obviously a question in the warm-up and in the notes, but if you're given the volumes of one of two similar solids, then you're going to set up your ratio of similar solids. Okay, you start with your scale factor, so whatever that A to B is, and then to get to the volumes, if it wanted areas, it'd be squared, okay? But if it wants volumes, it'd be cubed. So if it gives you that ratio, or in the picture you can find the ratio, which is what it's been like, then you would set up your scale factors, then you would cube it, and then you would set it equal to whatever the ratio of the two that you're going to obviously know one and not know the other, okay? Hold, please. If you open up your quiz review, which you should have done so now, you'll see that there are some examples that have images, and then there are some examples that you have to draw. It is going to be just like that for your quiz. There's going to be some in which you have to write, and then there's going to be some in which the picture will already be given to you, okay? There's going to be some in which you have to find slant height or height using the Pythagorean theorem. It is to your benefit to review your triples. So your triples for your Pythagorean theorems would break 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 5, 12, 13, 8, 15, 17, 7, 24, 25. Those are your more common ones, okay? Obviously, it would be to your benefit to review those. And then if you were given something, so this would happen with a pyramid or a cone only, because the other ones don't have slant height. But if you were given the diameter, you would need to know to cut it in half. If you're given the radius, it forms a right triangle with your height and your slant height. So there's going to be times in which you're going to have to use your Pythagorean theorem. So r squared plus h squared would equal the slant height squared there. Or if it's in a pyramid,
Can I ask a question?
can I wait till I finish with this, please? This would be 1/2 your side length. This is your height, and that's your slant height. And same thing, it would be, this time it would be that 1/2 your side length on the bottom squared plus h squared would equal your slant height squared. Santi.
So on the, I don't know if you already said this or not, but on the little paper, you give us the formula for cones, right?
That little paper is that little paper. Do you see cones on there? It's on the assignment too. Like you could download that into your, that would be a smart thing to do, I would say, is save it to your camera roll. Anything that's on that paper, you're going to get again.
We're going to only have to know the ratio of volumes, right?
You mean instead of areas?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Only volume?
Well, you need the scale factor, so technically
No,
you
scale
need,
factor,
yeah.
Volume only,
And then
or
volumes.
area as well.
Volumes. Mars.
Can I take a flippy of that picnic?
A what?
Can I take pictures?
There, of this, the reference sheet?
No, like the whole thing. Right.
Yes.
We need a calculator.
No.
You need your calculator, 100%. There are some of these that you don't need a calculator for, but you certainly would want it. And then there's some of them that you have to use a calculator for because it will say to round it.
Cubic volume.
Yeah.
Where's your area?
Okay, so like solve on this.
Okay, so page 1 and 2 is all you need. The rest of it is like those answers don't even apply to that thing anymore because I messed it up. Yeah. I cut things you didn't need. So you only need pages 1 and 2.
Surface area formula for prism.
All right, the second one said find the volume and then round to the nearest hundredth. So this is a cone. The volume would be 1/3 pi r squared height. So it'd be 1/3 pi. The radius is 5 squared times the height, which is 13. 1/3 times pi times 25 times 13. And this was a rounding one. So if it said keep it exact, I would have done 25 times 13 and kept it over 3. So because you need to be prepared for both, like if it said keep it exact, it would have looked like that. If it's rounded like this one, then you can literally just multiply that out. So 325 times pi divided by 3. You should have gotten the 340.33. If you use 3.14, it would have been a little bit different, which is why it's that one and not the exact same one.
Do you have to use the slant height in that one?
No, you use slant height for area of a cone, not volume. So this one, again, volume of the cone, 1/3 pi r squared, height 1/3 pi. The radius is 1.1 and the height is 2.9. Multiply that all out, 1.1 squared is 1.21 times 2.9 times pi divided by 3. And it's actually 3.67, which rounds to the 3.7. Make sure you pay attention to what it tells you to round to, because obviously that's stuff that you don't want to lose points for. It doesn't mean you don't know how to do something. It means you don't read the directions carefully. You want to make sure you do that. If it says 100th, you need to keep 2 decimal places. If it said 10th, you need to keep 1. This one says a rectangular kitchen has a volume of 500 cubic inches. Kitchen sink, has a volume of 500 cubic inches. What's the volume of a similar sink that's larger by a scale factor of 3 to 1? So if I'm doing the scale factor is 3 to 1, what would be the ratio of the volumes?
9 to, no,
Cubit, right?
27 to 1.
27 to 1. And the volume, it says the other one is larger. So this is the volume of the smaller one. So this would be x over 500. And then that 500 times 27 is 13,500, which was the answer. 12 said find the surface area of the square pyramid. So for surface area of a pyramid, it would be the base area plus the lateral area, or 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. The base here is a square, so the base would be 11 squared, or 121. The perimeter would be 11 times 4, or 44. And then the slant height's given as 14. So it'd be 121 plus 1/2 the perimeter, which is 44, times the slant height, which is 14. You can do 1/2 of 14, or you can do 1/2 of 44. It doesn't matter there. This would be 308. And then we'll add that to the 121, and you get 429.
This was good.
Yeah,
How many questions does the quiz have?
10. All right, and then,
One question of like everything.
huh?
Like there's a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like,
There's about one question of everything. Yeah. All right, 14, find the surface area of the figure, and then round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So, and it says, hey, you're going to have to use the Pythagorean theorem this time because I'm doing surface area, and it's a pyramid. It'd be base plus 1/2 perimeter times the slant height again. The base is a square, so the B would be 30 times 30, or 900. The perimeter would be 30 times 4, or 120. And this time they give you the height is 20 and you don't have the slant height. So you're gonna make a right triangle by taking half of your side length, which would be 15, the height, which is 20, and the slant height's what you're missing. So it's gonna be 15 squared plus 20 squared equals the slant height squared. 15 squared is 225, 20 squared is 400, and 625 equals the slant height squared, which would mean this is 25. So now I've got the base area is 900, 1/2 the perimeter is 120, and the slant height is 25. So if I do a half, that's 60, 900 plus, right, 60 times, yep, plus the 900, and you get 2400, which was the first one. Any other questions? Like, these were the ones that were yellow. These were the ones that had the most misses. But any other questions on the quizzes that you didn't understand? Okay, so you have, obviously, if you didn't finish the quizzes or if you like screenshot questions because you've had it, that's something you can work on tonight. If not, you are working on your quiz review. Make sure you're checking your answers while you go. Make sure you have your calculator with you. Has to be that pre-approved calculator, the TI-30X2S. 2IS, and then remember that you'll have you first tomorrow, so please be punctual. I'm looking in your direction. I'm looking in your direction. You're often not punctual.